Hello everybody. So this is a second recording, I guess, of the paranormal video. If you watched yesterday's daily vlog, you would know why. So I guess let's start. So I've seen paranormal things probably now for the last 5, 6 years, right around there. And the first paranormal event that I saw, I was living in this one house, and to set it up for you, the room that I had originally was right next to the bathroom, and the bathroom flooded, and we had to tear out the carpet in my old room, so I moved into the room that we used as a game room. And that's when I started seeing everything. And the first time I saw something, I woke up early in the morning, having a difficult time breathing. And basically I saw this figure. Like, if I had to guess, I would say probably about 7.5 feet tall. Basically looking over me while I was asleep. And it wore a trench coat and a top hat. And it freaked me out, like, really bad. I pulled the cover over my head, finally fell back asleep. The next night, it happened again. And this went on for about a week. And then the night after that week, I woke up again early in the morning with problem breathing. It was probably 2:30 in the morning, right around there. And I looked out my living room because I had a full view of the living room from the room I was in. And I saw this figure in a military outfit. Like, it's hard to describe the military outfit, but it wasn't something new. It was old. And so what he would do is he would pace from one side of the living room to the other side. And then he would turn and face me, salute, and then disappear. And this happened 4 or 5 times during that event, and then it stopped. And I never saw it again, ever after that. And then just like every morning at the same time, I would wake up with the figure hovering over me. And then it was like 3 or 4 days after I saw the guy in the military outfit that I woke up and I saw a female figure in my room, and I assumed it was my mom checking in on me. And I said, "Hey Mom, I'm okay, you can go back to bed." And this figure walked halfway through my bed and sat down. And then opened its mouth. And it let out this really horrible yell. To this day, I still don't know what it is. I don't know if it was a banshee, if it was a siren, or what it was. I have yet to figure it out. And that freaked me out really bad for like the next month. And then the following day, actually, I was in my old room on the phone talking to one of my friends, and there was this voice. I couldn't see anything. I heard a voice that said, "Get out," in like this really deep, angry tone. And I wound up leaving that room, and then I think it was like a week later was the premiere of the TV show Lost. And I say that because that gives you the time frame of when this actually happened. And I was in the living room watching Lost, and all the power went out. And it was a clear night. It's not like it was storming or any reason for the power to go out. And in front of the TV, this figure with, I don't know how to describe it, this really hideously ugly deformed face showed up in front of the TV. And in a deep growl voice, it said, "I told you to get out." And then it walked right through the window next to the TV. Which was really weird because the window was probably 4.5 feet from the ground. So it's not like, something could just walk out and you not hear it fall. and the window was closed on top of it, so it's not like something got into the house to begin with. And that was all that I experienced in that house. My mom had said that she had experienced something in her room, but never really explained it to me as to what she saw. And then I moved into my own place. I never experienced anything in that place, but I did go out and hang out with friends a lot. And, I would go out, like 4 o'clock in the afternoon and not come back until like 3 o'clock in the morning. And one day, or I should say one night, I was coming home probably about 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning, right around there, which was usual for me to get home. And I was walking and I heard somebody walking behind me, which was weird because the town I lived in, people really don't walk around that late at night. And I turned around and I saw something scurry behind somebody's bush in their yard. So I thought nothing of it, thinking maybe, it's just an animal. And I continued walking home. I got maybe a block and a half from where I lived, and I heard the footsteps again. I stopped and I turned around, and I saw this creature that was probably 2.5 feet tall at the most. And it had this really creepy face. Like, its mouth was like extended way up here, and it just had these really, really sharp, piercing eyes. And it followed me until I was right outside my front door, and then it just vanished, and I never saw it again. I don't know what it was. I think it was something like a gnome or something like that. And then it was about a week after that. This person I knew, I found out was into black magic. And they had apparently cursed me. And I got right outside of the area that I lived, and I saw this black figure. This like really, really tall black figure, like a black shadow. And all I could see besides the outline of it was these big red eyes. And I just like froze, didn't know what to do. And then a voice popped into my head. And it said, "Run." So I ran, and I never saw that thing again. And then that night I had a dream. And in the dream I saw the figure in the trench coat and the black top hat, who basically said that he prevented this thing from attacking me. And after that night, I saw him constantly. Like, I would see him all the time, throughout the day and night, be it out of either the corner of my eye or directly in front of me. And that went on until about 2013, and then I stopped seeing him after that. And then the last weird thing that I saw was, I was coming home one night. I would say it was October of 2011. Yeah, October of 2011 is when I would say it was. And there was a mountain by my house, because I lived right by the woods, and the woods led straight up into a mountain on the left side, and right behind my house was also a mountain. And the mountain on the left side, I mean, you could see perfectly clear, basically almost over the mountain. And there were some lights on the mountain. And the lights were 4 different colors. The first color was a big outer ring, and it was green. And then the second one was slightly smaller than the first, and it was yellow. Then you had an orange light, and the very last light, which was very small, was blue. And they just spun around in circles like this. And I watched it for maybe about 3-4 minutes before I decided to go to go inside my house. And I went inside my house, and I just thought nothing of it. I thought, oh, maybe somebody's burning plastic or something, and it's letting off weird colors, or somebody's up there playing with laser lights or something. So I didn't really think anything of it. And the next morning, I got a text from one of my friends who lived fairly close to me, and he was like, "Hey, did you notice these lights on the mountain?" And I told him I did, and I told him what I saw. And he was telling me that his dad, who happened to be a police officer, actually got a call to go up to the mountain later that night. And he did not find anybody up, like any signs of anybody being up there at all. But he also found weird, like marks, circular marks on the ground, various lengths apart that were gradually getting smaller. And apparently people have seen it now like 4 or 5 different times. But I moved shortly after that, for various reasons. So I obviously haven't seen it again, but since I've moved to where I'm living now, I really haven't seen much of anything. Which is kind of interesting. But that's what I've experienced with the paranormal. If you've experienced anything weird that's paranormal, leave it in the comments below. Especially if you've seen something similar to what I have. That'd be cool to know that other people have seen it too. If you have any ideas as to some of the things that I may have seen, also leave it in the comments. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and remember to subscribe. Until tomorrow, goodbye.